What is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I gotta talk about episode 1 and 2 of Dragon Ball Super without Kirabug, who's actually in bed downstairs right now because she is sick. Was that words? That was words. She's sick, so this is gonna be me this week. She'll be back next week. So episode 1 and 2 of Dragon Ball Super was very, very interesting. I'm gonna say that. I feel like I start out every single week with very interesting. This week, I gotta say, it was kind of a lot more calmer, let's say that, because last week we had the whole Kale and Khalifa rage mode where it was epic. I was jumping all over the place. This week I can't say I had that same excitement, but I still enjoyed it, if that makes sense. So before I start, I want to ask you guys one thing. I want to try to do this every single week when I talk about Dragon Ball Super, and that is like, name one thing you liked about this episode and one thing that you didn't. Kind of like how Kwame does his reviews, but instead of me doing that, I want to ask you guys. So in the comment section below, before you continue this video, pause it or whatever and type up your response. What's one thing you liked, one thing you didn't like, and why? Let me know in the comment section below. I guess I could let you guys know that too, because whatever. I'll probably talk about that later, but for now, let's focus about everything that happened in the episode. So first things first, the Yard draft for Universe 2 is still alive. We all thought he got knocked out. I was still a little bit unsure when we saw him get knocked out by Kale a couple episodes ago, but turns out all he did was just instant transmission away, because during this transformation scene, which by the way was way too long, we seen the Yard draft briefly show up. By the way, something else that they kind of slipped into the episode really, really fast, and this is actually featured in the leaks this past week, is Namekians. There are Namekians on Universe 6, on Universe 6's team actually. There's 2 of them. And it's actually funny because like the news was released this past week. Well, not really news, but it was kind of like a leak slash news slash promo. And it showed off that there are Namekians on Team Universe 6, which completes all 10 warriors on that universe. And the interesting thing is they kind of remind me a lot of Lord Slug. So, because how the Universe 7 Saiyans are evil and the Namekians are good, I believe it's a polar opposite completely on Universe 6. Whereas Universe 6's Saiyans are good, but the Namekians are evil. So I feel like when they are ready to show off the Namekians, which will probably be like the next 2 or 3 episodes, I'm sure of it. I guarantee you, well not I guarantee you, but my guess is that they're going to be more evil, more darker, I guess, like Lord Slug, as opposed to being the peaceful good guys from Universe 7. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below, and we'll talk about that later when they show off these actual characters in the future of the arc. But back to what was happening. So we got a really long transformation. You know what's actually funny is I think it was Viz who did it. It was either Viz or Crunchyroll. Viz tweeted that yesterday was National Sailor Moon Day, and that was on August 5th. I don't know how accurate that is. I don't know if they were just saying that as part of a tweet or whatever. But it's funny that the episode where they show off Magical Girls was the same day when they showed off, or it was the same day during the Sailor Moon Day thing. Because you know Sailor Moon are like, I don't want to say they're like the original Magical Girls, because they're not, but they're like the most iconic Magical Girls. Everyone knows what Sailor Moon is. So Universe 2 basically is like the generic version, the Great Value version, let's call it that. They're the Great Value version of Magical Girls, featuring Brienne, I forgot her name already, Yashina, something like that. I'm not gonna be completely butchering that. And Katsuna. I remember Kaksuna's name only because Kakuna is what I was thinking of. She's my favorite of the 3. Or the 3, which one you guys like the most, let me know in the comment section below. She's the beast one, and I thought she was cool when she was facing out against 17, but we'll talk about it in a second. The other one is Yashina, whatever the hell her name is, and what she basically does is she, the more she attacks, the sharper and fiercer she gets, and then it's just basically, she's fast. And she took on Goku. Surprisingly, Goku just didn't decide to knock her out. And of course, we got Brienne, which we saw in the intro many months ago when it first got into this arc, facing off against Vegeta. And we also briefly saw her when they were showing off the universes a while back. She's the one that gets kind of large and stuff. And she was facing off against Vegeta in this episode just briefly. It's funny because this is the one thing that I didn't like, I guess I'll cover right now, is the fact that they focus way too much on the transformation, which I think is actually was meant to be kind of like on purpose. Because if you guys remember, if you ever watch any Magical Girl shows, the transformations are always iconic, and they always do them. They always keep showing them. Using Digimon as an example, even though Digimon isn't really Magical Girls, the thing that always annoyed me about Digimon when I was a kid is they always went through a transformations. Every time they Digivolved, they showed them every single time, and it was always like the full Digivolution. I feel like they did that just to kind of cut down on the animation. I mean, I think Toei is the company behind Digimon at the time, so it makes sense. But the thing that annoyed me about it is every single time the Digivolved, it was like you have to sit through like 30 seconds of Digivolutions, and to do it back to back to back to back. That was a lot of basically filler time in the episode. That's kind of like the feeling that I got out of this. It's like the first couple of minutes of the episode, we see the 3 girls from Universe 2 get together, start transforming, and Android 17 does exactly what we all wanted him to do, and that's it. Just tell them to get the point. He stopped the transformation, but freaking everybody intervened. Goku intervened, and even Toppo intervened. Like, look, man, let them transform. This is part of the routine. You can't disrespect it. And I'm thinking, like, dude, universes are at stake here. if one universe goes down, that's it. They're gone forever. Goof, poof, goon, gone. Poof, gone, done. You can't be just sitting here letting them transform. But then again, this is Goku we're talking about. He literally let every single person he's ever fought transform. Let's not forget about Frieza and, you know, anybody else that has ever gone through transformations. Goku understand, but everybody else jumping in, like Topo kind of surprised me, and they actually let them transform, and then that's when like the good stuff started happening, which is the good thing I liked about this episode. So we get some 17 action, and like it's funny, I was always known for one of those people that never really care about the androids, especially in Dokkan. I hate them in Dokkan, but I was never a big fan of the androids. But so far, what I've been seeing of 17 has him moving up the ranks of one of my favorite characters. Not of all time. I mean, he still has to combat with, like, you know, Beerus, Trunks, Gohan, and characters like that. But he's moving up there. He used to be at the bottom of the list. Now he's kind of going up there. And I like the fact that he's a beast. Like, I mean, not that we already didn't know that, because, you know, every time he fought in a past arc, you know, in the Cell arc, he knew what he was doing. So it's really, really cool to see 17 actually, like, you know, getting right to business. Again, he blasted them, he's, you know, and tried to interrupt the transformation. And then even when they transformed, they were done with the little stupid dance and routine, he was still giving them the business. He knocked out, first he tried to knock out, whatever her name is, the Kakuna girl. And she ended up getting saved by Vikal, who is another Universe 2 warrior who can fly. That's when he decided to come up with a quick plan. And, you know, he spent some time analyzing how she fought, which is really, really cool. And from there, he figured out exactly what he had to do to stop her. Well, first, he stopped her with the energy barrier, which I thought was amazing. That's when he, like, tossed her out, and Vikal stopped her. But afterwards, he realized, okay, you know what? We're gonna play this game. Let's play this game. He knocked out Vikal first, and then he went for Katsuna in a really kind of stupid way. The reason why I think it was stupid is because he jumped on top of the little planet light source thing. And the reason why I say it's stupid is because that was risky, because there was nothing that said, hey, you can't do that. They could have easily been like, all right, man, you're out of bounds, you gotta go. Granted, it's not technically out of bounds, but still, like, they could have easily been like, you know what, you're out. So that was kind of a not so smart way to go about it, because he should at least try to find out. But good thing for him, the Zenos didn't care. They were like, you know what, it's fine, it's all good, he can do that. And he used a Lightsaber's distraction and knocked out what's-her-face, and then that's 2 warriors from Universe 2 that were knocked out. And then the episode ended with Brienne basically powering up, getting angry, and she's probably gonna, I don't know, try to take revenge. But honestly, like, the thing I'm noticing so far between all the people fighting is a great power gap between Universe 7 and the filler characters. Let's call them that. The major characters are easily, you know, you can tell are Topo, Jiren, Hit, couple guys from Universe 6, Kabe, Khalifa, Kale, but then like everybody else that have shown off so far, they're just filler characters in terms of like, they know they're gonna get knocked out, and you know their powers don't compare to people like Universe 7. Even someone like Master Roshi can, you know, probably put some business in there, or give them the business if he really tries. So it's like we're stuck in that situation right now where it's like we're kind of like getting all the fodder characters out of the way, kind of like how we saw with Universe 11 last week when 5 people got knocked out by freaking what's-her-face, Kale and Khalifa. And once we get out of that, that's when we're gonna get into the business. But right now, it's like it's still kind of fun to enjoy and see how these characters are unique and different, and then they end up getting knocked out. The only thing I don't like is don't waste the time. That beginning of the episode literally could have been done in like a minute, and they could have gotten right down to business and done, you know, a lot more in this episode, as opposed to making us sit there and watch through a freaking transformation for you know, literally half the episode. But then again, I'm biased against that, and I don't want to see that. Like, I mean, I've seen enough, you know, anime growing up. You know, I've seen enough transformation scenes where they keep repeating the same animation. Because like, the thing is let's look at Dragon Ball, for example, Dragon Ball Z when we were growing up. That first transformation we've ever seen, like Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan, Vegeta, was always, you know, it was more focused on the first time they did it. But every time after that, whenever they transform, it's kind of like I'd say they kind of just jump into it and get right into action. That's what I want to see. I mean, granted, this was the first time they introduced the transformations for Universe 2's Magical Girls, but still, like, you know, going back to seeing how all the older Magical Girl shows were, like Sailor Moon, where the transformations were always showing up, got really annoying to me, and that's why I'm kind of biased against wanting to see that in an episode like this. So, I mean, it was cool, it was funny, it was hilarious when he saw freaking, what's his name, Vegeta try to like punch Brienne, and then he just backed out at last second because he instantly got grossed out, which I still don't understand if that was like him getting grossed out or that's one of her abilities, which if it's her abilities, that's gonna be interesting. But it was still kind of goofy. I feel this episode is to be more like more fun and entertaining, enjoyable, as opposed to like the action-packed stuff that we saw last week. But then again, like, you know, you're gonna deal with that. You're gonna get those episodes in this arc where they're gonna be intense, insane, have you jumping and doing backflips, and then the next week you're just be sitting there thinking like, oh, well, we could have gone without that one. Again, I was just neutral here. So again, the thing I liked was the fact that What did I like? I forgot what I said I liked. What I didn't like is a super filler time, and what I guess I liked was 17's action. That's what it was. 17's action and how he basically used some incredible strategy. It was also very well animated, seeing the freaking, you know, jumping in. And when he freaking jumped in after he got knocked out by, what's-the-face in the beginning, was amazing how he did a comeback and he knocked out both Big Hole and Katsuna. I'm sure I'm saying the names wrong. Don't mind me, I always get the names wrong in the beginning when I first find out about them, but it was still very fun to watch. Now next week, I want most of this video to be a discussion about next week, because there's not really that much to talk about this week other than, you know, the question at the beginning. Next week we have our boy Gohan jumping in, and now it's like we've seen Gohan go through so many L's, so many L's this past couple of arcs, but you know, sometimes you gotta take L's before they become W's, right? Can't believe I just said that, but let's see if our boy is gonna turn all the L's he got so far and turn to a W in his fight next week against what seems to be Universe, what is it? He said Universe 10, but it was Universe 6 he was fighting against, because he was fighting against Botama and stuff, and Botama was absorbing his damage. What do you think is going to happen with Gohan? Will he disappoint, or is he going to go into his beast mode that he used to be when he was a lot younger? Are we going to see that Gohan come back? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Other than that, not that much to talk about. That's everything pretty much. I'm pretty sure I skipped a couple things, and if I did, feel free to let me know what I missed down below. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the rest of your weekend. My name is Rhymestyle. Come back next week for episode 103, and don't forget to let me know what you liked and didn't like this week, as well as your thoughts on Gohan next week. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Rhymestyle. I'll see you guys in the comment section below. Peace.